This is Michael of MCM Design. Well, here's my ultimate Astrocade as of December 2024. The new remote MLM keyboard is now finished and will be a great addition to my low or high-res machine language programming experience. This keyboard can also be used to select menu programs. To the right of the UA, or I should say in front, are two diagnostic hardware boards. One board is a low-res only substitution for the low high-res screen SRAM board number 1. The other diagnostic board is my 32 KB Bellcheck HR board, which is packed with low and high-res diagnostic programs and low and high-res graphic demos. The 32 KB EEPROM has plenty of room for more diagnostic and graphic demos. I have a new diagnostic program that is under development. I also have created a new diagnostic board to help troubleshoot the Astrocade motherboard's 7 MHz clock area. This coming spring, I'm planning to give my ultimate Astrocade another coat of semi-gloss black paint plus a top coat, a polyacrylic clear coat. I may also add the two words Ultimate Astrocade to the front panel. I have another basswood panel that I can use to test that possibility. The front panel also includes a power on-off LED indicator. The Ultimate Astrocade's rear panel has a fuse holder wired on the primary side of the Bally power transformer that normally plugs into a household AC outlet. This fuse is supposed to help protect the transformer from overheating and burning out if its secondary is shorted or experiencing a near short. Right now the fast blow fuse is rated 500 milliamps, that's 1/2 amp. The plus 5V DC power supply board inside the add-under console has a built-in fuse holder. Next to the rear panel fuse holder is a 120V AC power on-off illuminated rocker switch. The polarized 120V AC white power cord is fed through a strain relief. You can also see the two hinges that allow the entire Astrocade console to be flipped up and back to easily access the user multi-options board number 2. You're looking at the add-under boards number 1 and 2. Board 1 is on the top. I have already described in detail these two boards, so I'll just point you to a few components. Board 1 is the low high-res screen SRAM board. It's not connected to the Astrocade 50-pin expansion at all. Instead, it's connected to 28 signal lines tapped at the motherboard bottom. Here is the 28-line ribbon cable connection from the Astrocade motherboard to board 1. Right here. The Stars Sparkle Colors board also has tapped signal lines from the motherboard. Here is the SSC board ribbon cable connector. Right here. The SSC board is not wire wrapped yet. Here are the 4 mounting supports for that board. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The low-res graphics map uses only one SRAM chip, this one right here. The high-res graphics map uses 4 SRAM chips labeled Bank 0, Bank 1, Bank 2, and Bank 3. The Bally power transformer plugs into a custom 120V AC socket. I don't know if you can see the socket below. You're looking at board number 2. You can see 2 rack wire wrap board supports. Here are the rack board supports, black, here and here. You can see the 4 rack vertical supports. 4 vertical supports, aluminum, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now the middle and lower racked boards are empty. The pattern transfer board will be wired later. There are 6 empty multi-pager sockets which will be wire wrapped later. Here are the empty sockets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 chips are used for the auto low high-res screen map select scheme. Those 3 chips are in this vicinity somewhere. 6 wires from the multi-pager and auto select scheme are wired to board 1 using a ribbon cable. Here's the ribbon cable to route those 6 wires to board number 1. Board 2 is connected to the Astrocade 50-pin expansion using a ribbon cable. You can see that cable on the top of your screen. There is a second 50-pin header barely visible which can connect the pattern transfer board or the remote bell check HR board to the Astrocade 50-pin expansion. You can just see the ends of that 50-pin header, left side, right side. It's underneath this ribbon cable. Here is the 32 KB high-res ROM, which is actually an EEPROM. You can disable the low-res ROM by turning on dip switch number 1. Right here disables the low-res ROM. Pressing the reset button will then point the Z80 CPU at the high-res ROM, which runs 16 KB at 0 to 3 FFF hex. A toggle switch selects either 16 KB bank. Here's the mini toggle. You can select bank 0 or bank 1. Here are 2 32 KB sockets for SRAM or EEPROM, here and here. These 2 sockets are 8 KB multi-carded. Dip switches 3 and 4 will select the 8 KB bank. Dip switches 3 and 4. A mini toggle selects the 8 KB bank operation at 6000 hex or 2000 hex. Here's the mini toggle. You can select 2000 hex or 6000 hex. There is also a write protect switch. Here's the write protect switch. Here are another 2 32 KB sockets for SRAM or EEPROM. Here and here. A wire jumper socket selects the 32 KB chip operation at 5000 hex or 8000 hex. Here's the wire jumper socket. The lower position selects 5K, the upper position selects 8K. There is also a write protect switch. Here's the write protect switch. There are 2 32-pin sockets for multi-paging a 256 KB flash memory chip. Here are the 2 sockets. The socket already has the chip in it. The ZIF sockets are intended for already programmed EEPROMs or flash memory. They're for read-only purposes. The decoding for these final 2 sockets is addressed 8000 to FFFF hex. Each of the possible 8 32 KB pages is software selectable. And there are 3 LEDs which indicate what binary page from 000 to 111, that is 0 to 7 in binary, is selected. A LED that is off represents binary 0, a LED that is lit represents 1 in binary. This board too definitely has a bunch of multiple options. Pretty cool. I'm going to show you using 3 video clips how the remote rewired MLM keyboard is interfaced to the custom I/O chip's 10-line keypad matrix. The built-in keypad uses 10 matrix lines for 6 rows and 4 columns of 24 buttons. I mounted an inverted 14-pin DIL machine tools wire wrap socket to a small green vector board using 2 long screws and 6 hex nuts. The socket was mounted so it would pass through cutouts in the Astrocade console bottom and the top panel of the Add Under console. The green vector board was fastened to the Astrocade's bottom console using 2 screws. Here are the 2 fastening screws, here and here. 10 strands of twisted number 30 wrapping wire was wrapped at the inverted socket's wrapping posts and soldered at the 10 keypad's bare matrix lines. As you can see, the wired interfacing is simplistic. It's very clean. The green vector board is actually now part of the motherboard. Once its 2 fastening screws are removed, it will also lift up with any motherboard removal. Pretty cool. Here is the remote MLM keyboard plus the 10-line ribbon cable which connects to the 10 Astrocade custom I/O chip matrix lines. The ribbon cable connects using 2 14-pin DIL ribbon cable plugs. Here's how the remote MLM keyboard is connected to the custom I/O chip's 10 matrix lines. The keyboard ribbon cable is routed through a cutout in the Add Under console and then connects to the interfacing socket to the left of board 1. Here's the keyboard. You can see the ribbon cable coming out from underneath it. It is routed. It enters a cutout in the bottom of the Add Under console. The cable is long enough and it fits, connects into this socket to the left of board 1 that I described in a previous clip. Well, this is the best video setup I can offer using my Canon Rebel T6 camera. Using my Insignia 19-inch LCD TV creates less recording issues compared to my 20-inch Toshiba CRT TV. However, my camera still has issues recording certain colors. For example, dark blue is recorded as pink. Here's a copy of my 8KB Bellcheck HR program, which has low and high-res graphic demos. This low-res fish demo was a good screen RAM test demo because it moves around 10 fish using magic exclusive overwrites and blanks. You can also change the water to light blue. Here's my low-res checkmate variation, which runs 100 rounds non-stop. Here's the bell check, sometimes called belly check, low-res screen RAM test, followed by the high-res screen RAM test. Watch the graphics difference of low-res versus high-res. The difference will be very obvious. High-res will have more and narrower vertical stripes. Here comes the low-res belly check. It'll run 4 passes. Here's the high-res screen RAM test. Takes a little bit longer to test the entire high-res screen map, and you probably should see that the vertical stripes are a lot narrower, and there's more of them because there's 80 bytes per line in high-res as compared to 40 bytes in low-res. Have you seen this low-res demo? Astrocademo. Special thanks to Alan Schweitzer for mailing me this cartridge. Here's a high-res test pattern variation. Four of the vertical bars appear textured. The perimeter around the 8 vertical bars also is textured. Here's my original high-res graphics program written in the mid-1980s. There's a lot going on in this particular demo. There's 15 static graphics written with various combinations of magic rights. There's 7 fish moving around in a narrow aquarium. There's a critter and a wagon moving at different speeds. There's an elapsed time counter, and there's 2 upper-lower limits counters for the critter and wagon. Here comes the pixel stringer. The string may begin anywhere along the top line or left line of the screen RAM area. Sometimes the stringer speed slows down. Each stringer show lasts nearly 20 seconds. And sometimes the graphics is so cool, it makes me react with a wow. I feel some stars coming on. The stars are set to their lowest intensity. The colors may be off. Introducing the ultimate Astrocade. It's modified to display low or high-res graphics. It's upgraded with user RAM ROM and custom high-res graphic boards. The graphic mode resolutions are low-res 160 by 102 pixels, high-res 320 by 204 pixels. The graphic modes are software selectable and can be mixed within a machine language program. What are the graphic colors? You get a 256 color palette. Each pixel can display one of 4 colors. 4 colors on a TV display is normal. 8 colors if you split the TV display. This has limited application. Additional colors can be displayed using screen interrupts. So, take your pick. Choose low resolution, 160 by 102 pixels, or choose high resolution, 320 by 204 pixels, or create a program that utilizes both resolution modes, or use the high-res mode to simulate a low-res map. That's what you can do with the ultimate Astrocade. That's pretty cool. You get custom high-res graphics. You get a screen SRAM multi-pager with 8 16 KB pages, totaling 128 KB. It's software selectable, and it's optionally usable for program data storage. You get a pattern transfer board. It acts like a digital graphic routine. It processes graphic pattern writes faster than the Astrocade Z80 CPU. The parameters are set up by software. You get a star field and color sparkle board, which generates twinkling star field across the entire TV screen. It sparkles colors 01, 10, or 11, and it has an on-off software selectable. The high-res mode offers more graphic detailing. For example, the critter, the fish, the burvor, the thurvor. High-res offers more graphic detailing compared to low-res.